This is a video about my p01 and the jams that I've been experiencing while shooting suppressed. As you can see from this screenshot, this is a quite characteristic failure that I've experienced a lot. I believe it's called a live round stovepipe, and I'm not the only one with this problem. Here I am shooting my Sig Sauer SRD9 through my p01 suppressor ready urban gray, and you can see a jam. I, at this point, think I know what the root cause is, and I'm going to share that with you all. I don't think it's the suppressor. I think it's an average weight suppressor, average length. But let's go through some analysis here. I'm going to go kind of slow. The first thing I'm going to get out of the way is that some people might claim that the slide isn't moving all the way to the rear, or that the slide is outrunning the magazine. That's not happening in this case. The slide does go all the way to the rear, and it hangs out there for about 6 or 7 frames. This round has already decided to jam long before the slide even begins to move forward. Here's a video of a round that didn't jam, and there's some data that we can glean from both of these videos. But first, let's look at the spreadsheet of data that I've used to help myself do some analysis. This is every round I've fired, both suppressed and unsuppressed. And if you look at just the suppressed, what you'll notice is that over a course of 3,442 rounds, I've experienced 48 failures. That's roughly 1 failure every 70 rounds. Every orange row here represents a range strip with at least 1 failure. I tried everything. I tried different combinations of bullet weights, tight springs, loose springs, new magazines. I tried shooting it right-handed, left-handed, death grip the gun, limp wrist the gun, shoot it extra clean, extra lube, whatever, and it just kept happening. It wasn't until I used my Samsung camera, which records up to 960 frames a second, that I was able to catch what's happening. And let's go through that here. So here I am slowly moving through the video, and what you'll see right there is the first piece of evidence. If you can see this, and I'm not sure if you can because of the camera, that black line represents empty space, the space behind the top round in the magazine, and this brass color represents the top round in the magazine. And if we look at my slightly disassembled firearm, what you'll notice is that I've somewhat replicated that. And so somewhere near the edge of the decocker is where the top round is sitting. And so if I put this line near the edge of the decocker and look here, this is roughly what we've got going on. As you can see, there's a giant space behind the round. I mean, the round should really be here. I mean, you can see it's sitting, maybe you can't, but the round is sitting way up here. Right? You got all this space. You've got all this space between the back. There's the back of the magazine right there. The top round is moved way far forward. I think I know what's causing it to move far forward, but let's study another video that didn't jam. Let's go back and look at this one. This one doesn't jam. Let's go slowly. Right there is the first piece of evidence we have as to where the back of the top round is. If I line it up, see right there? It's in the middle of the decocker, right? The round should be here, but it's the one that jams is up here. The one that doesn't jam is here. Should really be all the way back there, but whatever. There's some variation involved. Anyways, the point is, I believe that the slide is dragging the top round forward. Now, you might ask, why does this jam happen so much shooting suppressed and doesn't happen so much unsuppressed? And I'll tell you why. Watch this. Watch the slide move forward. I'll do it again. And what you'll see is the slide hits the brakes right there. If we go backwards, and I'll do it a little bit slower, boom, right there. If you look at this bounce from the booster and the weight, you know, you got this big old heavy suppressor, this long suppressor, and there's a booster in there. There's a lot of push and pull. There's a lot of, you know, momentum going on. And what happens is the energy's coming forward. It transfers to the suppressor. Boom. Now you got that frame is where you can see the suppressor moving with the booster. That's when it steals velocity from the barrel and the slide lockup situation. And when that happens, I believe the top round in the magazine is given a little extra time to move a little bit farther towards the slide. It's building up a little bit more kinetic friction between the top round and the slide, and it's dragging the top round forward. In fact, I've proven this. Let's just watch one more time. Boom. It hits the brakes, and then it continues moving forward, which, by the way, my Glock does not do shooting suppressed. But the point is, you can fix this problem one of two ways, one of three ways, I assume. The first way is to shoot the firearm suppressed, take the magazine out, push the top round back, put the magazine back in, and go ahead. And so if you have this problem and you want to confirm that this root cause is the cause of the problem, do that. Go ahead and, you know, shoot, take the magazine out, push the top round backwards, you know, back towards the back of the magazine, put the magazine in, shoot again. I bet you your failures will drop. The second solution, which I do not suggest you do, is to jerry rig. I put some JB weld and I glued a strip of metal to the front of the magazine to force the top round to never move more far forward than it should have. So when it sits in the gun, it sits like this. And if it tries to go forward, it bumps into that and it stops it. But that causes a new problem of bullet setback, which I'm told is not safe. So this is not a permanent solution, but it does prove that if you force the top round to never go too far forward, you won't have any problems. And the third solution is to buy an ultralight suppressor, which I'm not going to do. But I hope this video helps you understand what I think is happening, at least in my case, that the jam is root cause is that the top round is allowed to move too far forward in the magazine. It's happening because the slide is dragging it forward. And I hope this helps anybody out there who has this firearm with this problem.